I think there's always been an allure for baseball for me ever since I was a kid. It's a thing that people sort of fantasize about doing. I played a little bit when I was growing up. I didn't play at any elite level or anything like that, but it was always something I kept an eye on. It was something that I followed. I was a big fan. We always used to listen to Blue Jays games on the radio. I don't just remember the games and what went on. I remember the sound of baseball in my youth. The tradition of baseball on the radio since the 30s and 40s, it's almost poetic. It's often surreal to me that I'm doing what I heard these people doing, which just makes it, that much crazier that that's what I'm doing. My name is Mike Wilner, and I'm one of the broadcasters for the Blue Jays.
They're looking up at the wall, and it's gone! And he has blown it open. It is 7-1 Blue Jays.
I don't think there was ever a point when I was at U of T that I thought I was going to go into broadcasting as a career. I started at CIUT in September of '88 doing sports updates. Before the end of first year, the whole sports department left, and it was just me. And all of a sudden I was 18 years old and I'm the sports director of a 50,000 watt radio station. No one was doing play-by-play for hockey, so I thought this would be fun. I got to do a full season of Blues hockey and then the national championships. In a real kind of a crazy coincidence, I was asked to call the scores in to the various media outlets, because back then that's what you had to do. And I called 680 News and I said, hey, I got the U of T basketball score for you. And he said, why don't you give me 30 seconds on the game? 2 days later, I got a phone call and he said, the guy from 680 heard your report and he wants to see you. 6 months later, they hired me. 6 years later, there was an opening in the Blue Jays broadcast. The fan called me at 680 and said, you want this Blue Jays job? And all of a sudden I was part of the broadcast crew. Pretty untraditional trajectory to go from U of T club day to the broadcast booth at Rogers Center. I came to school thinking that I was gonna get a Bachelor of Commerce, probably wind up being an accountant or something like my father, and that was the route that I started, but I didn't love it. And I found the radio station my first week and I really did love that. The breadth of this place wasn't shocking to me, but the variety of options were incredible. There are a lot of people who go into school with a plan. This is what I'm going to do. This is how these 4 years are going to go, and that's the way it's going to be. I think my advice would be to be open to changing your mind. University is about learning to learn and seeing what you're interested in and figuring out not necessarily what you want to do, but what you want to find out about for the rest of your life. If something seems interesting to you, well, take a dip into that pool, explore and figure out what it is that you find interesting.